Hello and welcome to the United Stand. It's Friday night. We're slightly later than normal. Apologies about that, but we are live. There's lots to talk about. Ronaldo to Manchester United and some absolutely amazing news. I'm very tired today, as you know. You'll have seen my United Uncut videos from in the car, reacting to some really weird news on the lack of sleep. I thought this one was a dream, but apparently it might be true that United have been told that they can go back in for Eric Dyer, who apparently we tried to sign in January. £50 million will do it. £50 million for Eric Dyer, and you can get Fabinho for 40. I mean, what is going on with that? What is going on with that? I mean, has anybody seen anything in Eric Dyer that makes you think he's a Manchester United midfielder? It just baffles me. Absolutely baffles me, but it's all yours to be giving your thoughts upon. It really is. The Ronaldo things have been interesting. We reacted to it obviously quite quickly before. My thoughts on it during the day have sort of gone up and down, but I still remain pretty consistent that I don't think this can happen. It really does stink of Ronaldo throwing his toys out the pram because of the tax fraud charges, and he's obviously not very happy. And I think Real Madrid will do everything they can to keep him. And apparently, there is talk of him having a €1 billion buyout clause, which is around £800 million. No one's going to pay that for a 32-year-old. And, I mean, if they want to swap us De Gea for Ronaldo, that's probably the only thing I would do for De Gea. It's the one bit of business I would do with Real Madrid, because De Gea is fantastic, but Ronaldo is he's just a superstar. So I would do De Gea for Ronaldo every day of the week. I don't know what you lot think, because I'd play Romero in goal to get Ronaldo. I don't care. Ronaldo would win us the title next year, but I'm still very much, and I've been telling a lot of people on Twitter today when I've been on it, stop talking about Ronaldo returning to Manchester United, because in a couple of weeks' time, when he signs a new contract at Real Madrid, all these tweets will be retweeted by Arsenal and Liverpool fans laughing at you. It really isn't something that I would be massively confident about, but I wanted to go to live tonight just to give you your opportunity to talk about it. Mohamed Yousaf, we will be taking a lot of your comments tonight. Mohamed Yousaf says Eric Dyer is an upgrade on Carrick. If Eric Dyer is an upgrade on Carrick, then Jermaine Defoe is an upgrade on Ronaldo. It's that much of a silly statement to say that, as far as I'm concerned. I've seen nothing in Eric Dyer that makes me think he's anywhere near the sort of the fix to our centre defensive midfield position. Arguth Ranak says Eric Dyer is consistent. Yes, he is. Experienced at a young age, and he's not English. Yes, he plays for England, Arguth. So I think that makes him English in my book. He may not have been born in England, but winning England caps tends to be a big hint that you're English. You know what? You might want to go and check that. Anthony Curnow says, Mark, you're spot on with Ronaldo's situation, matey. Well, I want to get a lot of people's opinions on Ronaldo tonight, because I would love him to come back to Manchester United. Love Ronaldo. I remember it vividly when he was at the club, and we were very much a one-man team. And that sounds really disrespectful to the likes of Vidic and Ferdinand, who were in their prime, and Ronaldo. But that's how good Ronaldo was. We were a very, very good team that had Ronaldo in it. And he was playing on the wing, and he was scoring nearly 40 goals a season. He was just absolutely amazing. And a lot of you won't remember that because of your age. Look at you. But it was just something else. I'd love him to come back to Manchester United. He totally pushed for the move to Real Madrid. I don't think anybody should start saying Ronaldo's a better legend than Rooney, because if people dislike Rooney because he tried to force a move, well, sorry, Ronaldo did force moves. And there's Jared's just made a contribution saying, thanks for that, Jared, that he doesn't believe the rumours, but this time it feels a little bit different. So, well, even Rio Ferdinand's tweeted tonight saying, Viva Ronaldo. But, you know, Rio is good friends with Ronaldo, but Ronaldo's not ringing Rio up saying, I'm coming back to Manchester United. They don't have that sort of a relationship. I think Rio Ferdinand, as a Manchester United fan, would love Ronaldo, his mate, to be back at Manchester United. But everything, as I said at lunchtime, still stands. He's if he stays at Real Madrid, he's going for an unprecedented 3 Champions Leagues in a row. He's got a great chance of winning the Ballon d'Or every year at the Real Madrid for the next few years, and he'll keep stat padding. And Messi's never going to leave Barcelona. But Messi's going to stay at Barcelona, stat padding his career. Ronaldo wants to have better stats than Messi. Come into the Premier League in a United side that is on the transition, he's not going to be able to stat pad. And Ronaldo is very much about himself. I love Ronaldo. I'd love him back at Manchester United, but I don't believe this for at all. And I will happily go live. Well, you know what? If to be honest, if Ronaldo signed for us, I wouldn't happily go live. I'd probably be crying on air because I'd be that happy. But I'd happily be wrong about it. But I don't expect to be. I'm very calm about this. I don't expect anything to happen. And it's interesting that it's been reported on the BBC, who are credible in the UK, and it's interesting how widespread it's been reported. But that's because it's been fed out by Ronaldo and Ronaldo's people that he wants to leave Real Madrid, that he's outraged by this tax fraud charge. He's outraged by it. He is Cristiano Ronaldo. He's outraged. It was always an embarrassing thing for Messi to be charged with it, to be convicted of it. Messi's been convicted of tax fraud, actually. He's got a 2-year suspension, hasn't he? So Ronaldo's always had that moral higher ground than Messi, and now he's being dragged down into the dirt. And I actually think Ronaldo will be found not guilty. I don't know any of the facts, but I just feel that Ronaldo's not that sort of person. I think he does a hell of a lot for charity and things like that, and I don't think he personally will be guilty. Maybe the people around him are, I don't know, but I sense that his reaction isn't just petulance, throwing his toys out the pram. I think he's genuinely aggrieved that, in Spain, if you are Spanish, you will know that they favour Messi. They favour Messi over Ronaldo, partly because of Portugal-Spain rivalry, but they favour Messi over Ronaldo, and I think he feels he's been victimised, and maybe he has, and maybe this is his big "I'm off, screw you, I'm off." And what he's basically saying to Real Madrid, who are very powerful and funded by the government until recently, I think they may well be still, he's basically saying, Real Madrid, you're very powerful, you've got good connections to the government, you get this charge got rid of or I'm off. And that's my interpretation of it, and it may not be accurate, but that's my interpretation of it. So I really do think what will happen is he will stay in Real Madrid, and he will get a bumper contract. But it's very difficult, because even if he did want to move, I said it earlier, and people, I am joking in a sense, but Real Madrid letting Ronaldo go would be like Christianity saying, "Oh, we won't bother with God anymore." It's like that big a deal for Real Madrid to lose somebody who will basically winning the Champions League, winning the Liga, and you take that out of your team, and there's a massive hole. They're not ready to fill that hole yet. They don't want to fill that hole yet, and they will stop. They will do everything they can to stop that happening. And Ronaldo knows that. He knows he's in a strong position, and this is just manoeuvring. But what annoys me about Ronaldo, and I find it hard to say this because I really do like him, but what annoys me is I've just had a message from my wife. I might have to go in a minute. What annoys me about the Ronaldo thing is that Manchester United fans have always been really loyal to him. Real Madrid fans boo him. He stays at Real Madrid for the status and the accolades that it brings with the Ballon d'Or and the Champions Leagues, and I get that. But when it comes to fans, Real Madrid fans are very fickle and they boo him and stuff like that. When it comes to Manchester United fans, we're very loyal. We remember our greats. We love Ronaldo. He knows we'd love him back. But why do we always get used by him every summer? If this is just another example of that, getting United fans who, I'm not excited about it because I don't think it's going to happen, but I understand why a lot of you are. So we're all getting excited again because he's playing us to get more out of Real Madrid. And I find that a frustrating thing about Ronaldo, to be honest with you, but maybe he doesn't consider that. As for, I've heard some nonsense today. I mean, this summer is a wash within the nose, and I've had a few people biting back at us today and say, well, you do a lot of clickbait. Well, we don't do clickbait. We're doing transfer daily updates, shows, where basically we are looking at what's in the paper and we are reacting to it like we are on this show. When I say, like, tonight, Ronaldo to Manchester United, ! Mourinho would relish Ronaldo's return, which I wanted to talk to you in a minute. This is what's in the press. This is not United stand me coming on and going, Ronaldo's coming back because Mourinho wants him to. This is in the press. We are reacting to it. We are not clickbaiting. We are not telling you that we've got information. I've got no bloody information on Ronaldo. We are reacting to what's in the press, and I think some people get a bit lost in that. We are consistent about that, and every show I do the transfer daily, I say Manchester United transfer news, reacting to the latest Manchester United transfer news, giving it that real fan opinion. And sometimes we'll say we think it's absolute nonsense, like this. But there are people out there who are in the know. Oh, I've got this person telling me this person telling me this. And I find it ridiculous because I can tell you categorically about Manchester United at the moment, nobody's got a bloody clue. Nobody's got a clue what United are doing. They think we're going to get Morata and Perisic, and that's probably going to happen. But away from that, no one's got a clue what we're doing. No one knows who the centre defensive midfielder is. And that is from a couple of people we've had information from in the past who have said, look, nobody knows anything. Nobody knows anything. And Marcio doesn't know anything at the moment either, and he's one of the best. So all these people who go, oh, if Ronaldo does leave Real Madrid, he won't be coming back to Manchester United, he wants to go to PSG. I mean, I don't know anything, but I'll tell you what, that's a load of nonsense. Ronaldo, if he leaves Real Madrid, wants to go and play in a pub league. Yeah, I'm sure it's been his lifelong dream to go and play in the French league and play against farmers. I really am convinced that's what Ronaldo would love to do, and play in a team that won't win the Champions League. Yeah, I reckon that's one of Ronaldo's big aims in life. I mean, whatever you say about Ronaldo, he's a winner and he sets high standards, and he will play into his mid-30s like Zlatan because he's a goddess in relation to his body and the way he looks after himself. There is no way it's in his brain to think, oh, PSG is a good move for me. It will be, I want to stay at Real Madrid and I want these charges to go away and I want to get a pay rise out of it as well. That will be his end game. Or the slimmest of slim chances, he is actually going to push a move away and he's going to come to a club that loves him, which is Manchester United. And that's the only two options. And our option is minuscule. And the stay at Real Madrid one is odds on going to happen. But this PSG thing's just nonsense. And for people to come out and say he's going to go to PSG, they're talking absolute nonsense, to be honest with you. Let's talk Morata and Perisic, please, says Michael Nudo. Well, I want to interact with your comments a lot. Pogboom says with Ronaldo, PSG can win the UEFA Champions League. They can't. They can't. They're not. PSG can't win the Champions League at all. No, I'm not having that. PSG cannot win the Champions League. I've watched them consistently over the last 4 years. They are miles away from doing it, and just putting Ronaldo in the team won't make a hell of a lot of difference. They had Zlatan in the team for a couple of years, and they never got close. And I mean, Ronaldo and Zlatan are very different, but like Ronaldo, like Zlatan, Ronaldo thrives on chances created, and that would be the problem with him at PSG. He wouldn't get enough of the quality chances to propel them against consistently quality sides like Real Madrid. Real Madrid would beat PSG even with Ronaldo in it. Real Madrid would beat Manchester United even with Ronaldo in it. I'll be totally honest. Ronaldo would win as the Premier League, and he would win PSG the French league. I mean, I could win the league for PSG up front. It's that much of a one-horse race now because Monaco are losing all their players, and Lyon are going to get rid of Lacazette. But no, he won't win in the Champions League. He's not that sort of player anymore, Ronaldo. He's not the sort of player he was at Manchester United in his early days at Real Madrid, where he can one-man team it from the wing and create his chances and finish them. He's now very reliant on having the chances given to him, and then he'll put away. Like the final, he didn't play a very good final in Wales a couple of weeks ago, but 2 chances, 2 goals. He's brilliant at that, and that's what he's the perfect replacement for Zlatan. I said that weeks ago, but I don't see it happening. Morata apparently will happen very, very soon. Tony Wright's made a contribution. Thank you, Tony. United need to sign Ousmane Dembele, Mbappe, Fabinho or Julian Weigl. Then we have a team that could play together for the next 10 years. Good point, Tony. Good point. That's a very good point. And let's not forget, I mean, hypothetically, let's talk about, well, yeah, if we did get Ronaldo. There are still people I've read today who I respect on Twitter who are saying, I wouldn't want him anyway for that money. I'd rather we went and got young players. You'd get Mbappe for less than Ronaldo. Who would you prefer at Manchester United, Mbappe or Ronaldo? I'd want Ronaldo because I think you get 3 years out of him. He'd probably break Wayne Rooney's record. He's 138 goals behind it. I think he'd do that in 4 seasons. Nigel Collins, old joke there. Congratulations, Mark. Can't wait to see the heir to the chair, says Paul Corcoran. We are live. I had a phone call from my wife just before I went live, and she said that her waters had broke. Now, people will react to that and say you should be at hospital, but you need to know the backstory. It doesn't necessarily mean it, but she's just texted me. Okay, she's just having they're just checking everything. Okay, that's fine. I've got a few more minutes. I only got sent home an hour ago to get some sleep as well. They sent me home, so it's all in hand, don't worry. Jared Passerman says, I have zero issue also getting Ronaldo a new contract. I want to seriously hurt Madrid's budget, and a 500,000 a week contract will hurt it. Morata is the new GOAT. In relation to Morata, I think people are getting a bit frustrated by how long it's taken, but this is Real Madrid absolutely playing out for ridiculous money. Apparently, in relation to Perisic, the last thing I heard was that Manchester United are now willing to pay £40 million for him. He's not worth 40 million. He's 28. He's never played for a massive club. I'll argue again with you if you think Dortmund and Wolfsburg and Inter Milan are massive clubs. You know what I mean. I'm talking about the biggest clubs in Europe, and they aren't that. He's not a £40 million player at 28, but maybe that's reflective of what this market is at the moment. Jack Breege says Ronaldo would make the money back for the transfer in a year with the amount of sponsors United would make off him. He would, and he would be here for 3 years. He would be here for 3 years. I would pay £150 million for Ronaldo now, because £50 million for 3 years, we'd probably get 4 as well. He'd be well worth it. You get it all back in, like you say, marketing, shirts, the lot. I'd love it. No one would be happier than me to have Ronaldo back. I can't say a bad word about him, apart from the fact I think we're being played again, but there you go. United in the stands chance. I think United fans are writing this off too soon. Plenty of reasons why he will come back. Don't think this is anything to do with a new contract. But I hope you're right. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not. Maybe I'm a bit pessimistic because this has happened so many times in the past. But I hope you are right. But I suspect you're not. That's all I can say. Jack Panther says, Mark, if Ronaldo was to sign, do you think Pogba would chill with the dance moves? He'd be a great leader, Ronaldo. I'd give him the captaincy straight away. But it's interesting as well that it has come out tonight that Jose Mourinho would be keen on Cristiano Ronaldo coming to Manchester United. I suppose it's a bit like somebody saying I'd be keen on winning the lottery, but there is meant to be a bit of tension between Ronaldo and Mourinho, and maybe even I've overplayed it in the past because Ronaldo has said that the best manager he's played for tactically is Mourinho, and I think Mourinho, they had that fallout when Ronaldo was at United and Mourinho was at Chelsea, but you know what, these are professional men, and Mourinho is not going to turn down somebody that would guarantee him the Premier League. And if Ronaldo wants to come back to Manchester United, he's not going to turn his back on that just because of a manager. But they're all ifs and buts. Just very interesting. If you remember back at the end of the transfer window, the end of the international break, the international break at the end of March is what I'm trying to say. Mourinho went over to watch Croatia-Ukraine. Perisic wasn't playing, he was suspended, but Perisic's agent was there. And everyone presumed it was Perisic, and we still do. But a lot of people, and we did cover it as well, maybe it was Marcelo Brozovic, who plays for Inter as well. Apparently he's available for £22 million. Midfielder, decent midfielder. I think he's mid-20s, 24, 25. A bit of a meh signing, if I'm honest. I mean, he could be good. He could be like Ander Herrera. But, yeah, I'm not over it. I'd probably take him over Eric Dyer, though. I probably would. Just trying to give you what the latest transfer news is as well, because I've sort of got in myself a little bit later. Andre Gomez, we spoke about him this morning, and apparently Dani Alves has told Paulo Dybala to leave Juventus to reach his potential, and Mourinho apparently is interested in him as well. And the Daily Star, not a great paper, saying that De Gea is house hunting in Real Madrid. I don't think we've heard the end of that, but we need to be very careful. We do need to be very careful because he cannot be part of the Morata deal. Like I say, Morata seems to be turning into some sort of the best striker in the world when he's not at the moment. And I don't really want De Gea to be part of any deal that involves De Gea. By the way, I'm not saying that Ronaldo doesn't want to leave Real Madrid. At the moment, he does, but it's not irreversible. That line, I think a lot of people are clinging on to the irreversible thing. I think it's just he's very angry with Real Madrid, and now the ball is in their court. What will they do to keep him? And I think you'll see a big gesture. The reality is, Manchester United, it's like Real Madrid just can't afford to lose Ronaldo. It's going to be very interesting. He's got all the cards, and it's a clever move by him. I just don't like the fact that it sort of plays United fans again. Eric Dyer for 50 million. Former Real Madrid president would like Morata to go. Rio Ferdinand's hinted at Ronaldo returning. He hasn't. I mean, there's no way Ronaldo confides in Ferdinand about whether he's coming to United. No way at all. I think Ferdinand's just excited like everybody else that it could happen. But, maybe Ferdinand's doing that for a load of retweets, because I think if Ferdinand's got anything between his brain, anything between his ears, he'd be thinking what the vast majority of us lot are thinking. Been here, seen this before, don't expect it to happen. Maybe it's slightly irresponsible of Ferdinand, because I think he's not a stupid man. I don't think he genuinely thinks this can happen, and maybe he's feeding the flames of the hype. But flip it the other way, maybe he's feeding it on purpose to sort of like say, look at the response to this from Manchester United fans. They love you, Cristiano. Look at the way you're treated in Spain. They've done this tax fraud thing against you. They don't like you. They've treated you badly. You could leave. You could force a move. Come back to Manchester United. Be part of something amazing and be absolutely adored for your last 3 years of your career. What do you want? And he might think that. But I always think Ronaldo as well likes the nice weather, likes the lifestyle of Madrid, which I can't knock him for. I'd quite like it as well. And maybe Manchester's not quite got that. I don't see it happening. I genuinely don't see it happening as much as I would love to see it happening. But also, a very interesting thing that people haven't really considered is if we did sign Ronaldo, we'd have to totally change the way we're playing at the moment, because Ronaldo thrives on good ball into the box. You look at things like Isco, James Rodriguez, even Benzema working hard up there to feed chances to him. The United team at the moment would need a hell of a lot to make Ronaldo want to come. There's not enough quality in there at the moment to put the chances on that he would want away. There's not enough quality balls coming into the box from the width, and there's not enough in the last 2 months of the season creativity and quick enough movement for Ronaldo to benefit from how quick he is in the box. But they're not unsurmountable, but it is something that's worth talking about. Let's fly back to you lot. Abdullah Saeed says Perisic is a maximum of 25 million. TTX Production says congrats Marks on the baby. Old Trafford is the only place CR7 will go. I agree with that, but I don't think he'll go. As I said a few minutes ago, where people are thinking this PSG, I mean, it's just nonsense that then unfortunately some people see it on accounts that have got a lot of followers and think it's genuine. There's no way he's going to PSG, although Caden Smith says I think Ronaldo PSG. I'll be stunned. I just can't see it. Why would Ronaldo in his prime, and I know he's 32 and I think people think, I don't want a 32-year-old because Rooney's finished at 31, but Ronaldo looks after himself like Zlatan did. Look at what Zlatan was doing at 32, 33, 34, 35 last year. That's what Ronaldo is going to do for the next 4 years, without question. Without question. He does this every summer, says Max Hillary. I would slightly disagree with that. I think there's a slight difference this year. He's not, this is not about slight rumour that Ronaldo comes back and there's a new contract. This is total and utter anger and frustration at what's happened to him with this charge, and I think he genuinely is saying, look, you either sort this out or I'm leaving. I think he is angry. It's just whether he's going to push it through. And the biggest thing for me is whether Ronaldo thinks he's pushing it through or not. You're about to see how important he is to Real Madrid, because they'll move mountains to make him not leave. Inter Milan has 3 European Cups, same as Manchester United, says Steve Evans. Yeah, they're not as big a club as Manchester United, but it's a fact. This transfer market actually scares me, says Degri Fuzer. It is weird. It's a weird one. It's a weird transfer market anyway, how long deals are taking to do. But, I mean, the reality is when you look at it, we're all talking about how people are being overvalued. But the reality is the only 2 deals that I'm aware of, apart from Jordan Pickford to Everton, which for 30 million, I know people think that's ridiculous, but he's a good keeper and he's English. But we've had Lindelof for 30 million, which I think is a good value one, and we've had Silva to Man City for about 43, rising to 65, which if he fulfills it is about right. I know people are talking about Lukaku to Chelsea for 100 million. That's scary. And I know there's talk of Perisic for 50 million and Morata for 80 million, and they're scary. But until it's on the dotted line, and these deals tend to be a lot less than there are actually reported. So I wouldn't get too scared about it at the moment. I think the scary thing is there's just so much uncertainty about Manchester United. But I was talking to somebody about this afternoon. It's actually quite a positive thing, because what you're getting is a load of, oh, I've been talking to a football agent. Oh, I'm in the know. No, not even the journalists that you follow in the UK know what United are going to do. You can tell it by every morning what they're talking about. Nobody's got a clue. And I think Manchester United are handling it very well. They are keeping a closed ship. And apart from Morata and Perisic, nobody knows what's going on. Makes it exciting for us, but nobody knows what's going on. And I stand by that. Shane Poskett says, I think they'll sell Ronaldo and invest in youth like Mbappe. I'd love it if Real Madrid want to let him go. We'll be at the front of the queue. But Shivam likes Morata. He's a poacher and reminds me of Chicharito, but Belletti could be like Van Nistelrooy if he continues to develop. Yeah, well, Belotti's married now, isn't he? I mean, it could go quiet for a couple of weeks now. You've got in relation to Ronaldo, he's with Portugal. He is with Portugal, isn't he, for this CONCACAF Cup? And Morata's obviously getting married tomorrow. Perisic would probably be the next one to happen, I think. Is the Aubameyang stories heating up true, says Sydney. I've not heard anything about Aubameyang. I only heard that PSG had pulled out. Maybe they think they're going to get Ronaldo. You know, maybe there's the PSG theory. They've pulled out of Aubameyang because they've had a heads up from Ronaldo. I'd be stunned. I'd still be stunned, to be honest. Ronaldo or David De Gea, says Gaming Am. I said at the start of the video I would take Ronaldo. He's a fantastic goalkeeper, De Gea, but you're talking, you know, solar system star Ronaldo and Messi. You can have one of them at the club. You can't refuse it. As good as De Gea is, you can't. You know, I don't care how good a goalkeeper is. The star of the football team will always be the person who can score all sorts of goals, and Ronaldo can do that. You can't refuse that. You know, De Gea could be the best goalkeeper in the world and never let a goal in next season. But if somebody doesn't score the goals, you'll end up with 38 points for 38 0-0 draws. And De Gea's done his job, but 38 points could get you relegated. You need someone to put the ball in the back of the net. You know, we could let 3 goals in every game, but if Ronaldo scores 4, we win the title by a lot of points. And, you know, I couldn't come up with a better example than that. Steve Evans says Ronaldo is 32 and declining. No, I don't agree with that, Steve. I think, in fairness to Ronaldo, he's not the player he was at United, and he's not the player he was at Real Madrid probably 3 or 4 years ago. But over the last couple of years, I wouldn't say he's declined. I think he's probably lost a bit of that explosive pace and skill, and he's become the best number 9 in world football. You know, Messi's still a player who can pick it up in that sort of number 10 position, skip past 2 or 3 players and score a goal. I don't think Ronaldo can do that anymore. But what Ronaldo is he hates being called a number 9, but he is the archetypical number 9. He's the best in the world. He's good in the air. His movement in the box is brilliant. His finishing is good off both feet. He's just the complete number 9. There is nobody better. I agree with what you're saying. He's not the player he was, but what he's become is the best number 9 in world football. So I wouldn't say he's declining. How many players do you think we will sign? We need at least 2 forwards as well, says Richard Percy. I agree. I think we need 2 midfielders as well. I've been saying that all week. We've got a centre back. We need a centre defensive midfielder and another centre midfielder to just give us the numbers. We need a winger. We need a number 9, potentially 2. Yeah. I just wondered if I'd even checked my camera to make sure it wasn't focusing wrong. No chair tonight, says Beck Howell. Yeah, well, I'm not in my normal studio, am I? My wife's having a kid. I'm at the mother-in-law's. So, JJ, can we win the league? Too early for any of us to answer that, JJ. If you're looking at the squad how it is, we can't win the league next year. But Mourinho always wins the league in his second season. But we can't win the league with that team last year. We came 6th for a reason. And Lindelof doesn't take us to league winners either. We need to see what the signings are in August before we make a decision on that. I do think we'll win the league because I trust Mourinho to make the right signings, and he wins the title in his second year. But it's too early for the moment. Cruz is linked with Man City, and that scares me, says Say MG. Look, Real Madrid aren't a selling club. You know, they lose Morata because they've probably got their eye on somebody else. They lose Rodriguez because Rodriguez wants first team football. They're not going to lose Toni Kroos as well, because who are they going to replace him with? There's not really anybody better than Kroos in world football at the moment. Why would they let him go? Dean Jones says, would you rather get Aubameyang or Ousmane Dembele for the same money? What a question. Everybody get answering that. While I think Ousmane Dembele, fantastic winger, going to be one of the best players in world football in the next 3 or 4 years. Aubameyang, the complete striker that we would be a perfect replacement for Zlatan. Because Manchester United is about talent, excitement and young talent, you'd have to go Dembele, but I'd be happy with both. I agree with you, Anthony Conno. Ross Barkley would be a gem of a signing, but a lot of people will go mad about that now. Ryan Gallagher, why are you not watching your wife have a baby? I'm going back in a minute, mate. And a lot of people saying Dembele. Good. I'm glad I made the right decision. But LaRusso says Aubameyang all day. And here's a good one from Sam Ward. What are the chances that Ronaldo will come? He said 1 to 10, if you like gambling. I like to do things in a percentage. I would say that the chances of Ronaldo coming to Manchester United as a percentage are 10%. Really low. That's my personal opinion. I know, you know, give us yours, but in fact, give us yours. I would go 10% based on three factors really. One, I think Ronaldo's just mad at the moment, and when he calms down, he'll stay. Two, I think even if he wanted to go, Real Madrid would move heaven and earth to keep him because they can't afford to lose that sort of player. And three, I think Ronaldo, again, when he thinks about it, will just think, if I leave, I've got a Ballon d'Or on a plate every year if I want it. I can win 3 Champions Leagues in a row. I can stat pad for the rest of my career. So, yeah. Beck says 5%. 25% from Kerry. Dazza says 8. Well, let's do it in 5s. Exotic Minion says 25%. Scorpion 1129 Gaming says 20%. Let's have a look. We've got a lot of 15s. I've not seen anybody go high than 30. Oh, Ashleen's gone higher. He's gone 40%. I think that's very brave. I think anything over 25% is brave. Really brave. John Lamb's gone 45%. Bloody hell. Yeah. I still think though, bringing it back to reality, the biggest concern for us at the moment is that the Fabinho deal collapsed this week. If we were ever in for him, and if it's not Nainggolan or Matuidi, I'm very, 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 very worried. Eric Dyer or Matic really worry me. And really, when you scan around world football, a centre defensive midfielder, who is there? And it really had to be Fabinho, Nainggolan or Matuidi for me. And if we don't get any of those three, I'm very, very concerned. Someone said 80%, says Vladimir. Okay, everybody, I am going to have to sort of make a phone call and see what's going on now. I've just come back to have a few fish and chips. And you know, people say, well, why are you doing these videos? But it's actually quite good when you've been in the situation I've been in all day, which is basically sat around doing not a lot, to be able to just come and have a release. And, you know, some people would go down the pub and have 3 or 4 pints, and, you know, that sounds okay, but I can't really do that when I need to be driving. So my release is coming in and having a chat with you lot. So personally, I just want to say thanks to everybody. It really helps me, and that inadvertently helps the wife and that, and because I'm more relaxed and more supportive. So thanks for everybody. The United Stand's always been this anyway. I just love going live and interacting with you all. It feels, you know, it doesn't feel like I'm talking to a computer. It feels like I'm talking to a load of people who share the passion for football and Manchester United that I do. So T-Dogman says Nainggolan or Matuidi, which I agree with. But John Gleeson says, I've got no friends. I'd say I've probably got about 3,274, to be honest with you, which is probably 3,270 more than you've got, John. But yeah, apparently I've got no wife. Well, I'll tell you what, shall I prove it? And you can meet him when he comes in a couple of days' time. But John Gleeson says, Man United is your wife. I can see where you're going with it now. She's certainly a demanding mistress, I would say. And I wouldn't like Manchester United to be something that I see as a male. That would be, I'm not that way inclined. I've got nothing against that. All I'd say, if you do, rub her up and keep safe. But no, thanks everybody, seriously though. It is nice just to have that little bit of a relax. And I'll do something with you tomorrow. It may be 10 minutes in the car again, uncut, whatever. But yeah, thanks everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. The weekend's here for you lot, and I'll be back tomorrow. I don't think anything's going to happen tonight. Might be in my world, but I don't think any. I am surprised though, because obviously I've been very busy for the last 2 days. I am quite surprised that United. I did expect a signing in the next 2 days. I did expect a signing more than Lindelof over this week, and I am quite surprised that's not happened. And the only reason that can be happening is because Manchester United. I wouldn't be frustrated by this. The only reason it's not happening is because Manchester United are actually digging their feet in about the fee. Because if we weren't digging our feet in, you'd probably have Perisic for 60 million and Morata for 85. And United are obviously saying, no, we're not paying that. So, you know, I wouldn't get too frustrated, because to me, I would interpret that Woodward actually is digging his feet in. And we do. I mean, we don't want to be taken for a ride, do we? Remember to drop a like on the video. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Bottom right hand corner. What a fantastic community of people we have. fantastic, absolutely brilliant, and I'll keep you all updated, don't worry, on United and the other stuff. But yeah, speak to you all soon. Thanks for all the congratulations and the good luck messages. I'll pass them all on when I get there in a few minutes' time. But speak to you all later. And don't get overexcited about Ronaldo would be my message, because I don't want you all to look idiots. But I really hope he is coming.